There's some companies in our area carve out a niche. They're doing something very unique to make this world a better place. Check out this interview, everybody. This guy knows his stuff. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Your Little Castle Show, highlighting those leaders in our community that are making a difference. We've got somebody here who has carved out quite the niche. And Andrew Ward is the owner operator of, I'll put it up here so everybody can see, Midwest Forestry Mulching and Land Clearing. It's a mouthful.
It is.
But you and your dad bought one of these machinery things, and you said, hey man, what if we make some use out of this? And kind of the word spread from there.
Right.
And here we are now talking about how you can get, hey, you want to get some, I couldn't believe the pictures we're going to show here off, mostly on your social media, right?
Right.
You can see the work that they've done. In 1 minute, there's a whole area just packed with trees and brush and a lot of area you wish you could make better use of, and then bam, a few hours later, 8 hours later, got a beautiful path here. We'll show that with everybody here. I'll give you a quick glimpse of it because I can't talk about it and tease you like that without. But it's right there on their Facebook page, and you scroll down here. Look at that. There's before, and then there's after. That just looks like a peaceful meadow. That, like, wow, that's really cool. And now you're making some really good use of some land. And down here, some real good footage showing off again what it is. You've got a little music there, and look at that. Holy cow! That's where you get to make some good use. There we go. Look at that. Unbelievable. All that was covered with trees before.
Oh, yeah.
There you have it, everybody. So now we've really got some experts here that you're bringing a very tight niche to a specific need that a lot of people have. Great reviews. If you missed the first show where Andrew really shared with us a little bit about the business, they've got people saying great things about him too. So with that, give it up for Andrew Ward and what he and his dad have put together here. Tell me though, I like to know the numbers for this, and I can. This will be. And we went over a little bit what would this cost, but this could be something that would be really expensive for somebody if they decided to kind of just do this on their own.
Right.
But what would you say is the biggest mistake along those lines that people make when they're taking on a project like this and they decide they need to have this done? They try to do it themselves. What do you see people make a mistake?
A lot of people, they decide that they're going to hire loggers to come in and log their land, or maybe they're going to do it by hand, or hire another company that come do it by hand, and it really never turns out the way people want it to. And eventually they're going to get to a point that they're just disgusted with the timeline of it, and they call us and we knock it out in a day, 2 days, however big the job is. But we use really high powerful machines that'll get the job done quick. It's better to call us first. If you call these loggers, they're going to make a mess and have stumps everywhere.
Yeah, you're leaving the stumps. You talked about that. That's something that would used to be a big inhibitor right there. What's the point of that? You might as well have trees.
Yeah,
you can't walk around on it.
You don't want the stumps. You can't mow the grass. You can't do anything. With us, we cut it all the way an inch below the surface. So when we're done, you can go out, throw some seed on it, get your grass growing, and leave the mulch. It's no different than if you mulch your front yard. The mulch will deteriorate in a year or so. You don't have to pick it up, burn it, nothing.
These guys have a system in place. Mostly residential. You help commercial. You did a little bit of both. You talked about St. Albans.
We do a little bit of everything. So we do commercial or residential. On our site, we do have business clients, so you can see all the businesses we have worked for. We worked for St. Albans Golf Course, or even Maryville right here off 40. We did a big clearing out there, put up protection on their windows. They have those big glass panels like on the sides of big buildings. And, we got all the proper stuff to board it up, make sure nothing's going to get damaged, completely insured. So it really doesn't matter whether it's commercial or residential. We do it all.
Yeah, and you've got the resources, you're talking about, because projectiles are flying here. You talked about that.
Right.
And you want to make sure that none of these take out a piece of glass and break windows and those things are necessary, or hit somebody in the eye. And so you've got all the gear for that too, and make sure that this is done correctly. What do you like about the St. Louis area? You're based out of Defiance, is that right? But
yep.
you've now serviced most of St. Louis, and you go all the way across the state. How far do you go, and what do you like about? You go all the way across Missouri and in southern Illinois. We mentioned a little bit, but
yeah, we do all of Missouri, all southern Illinois. The the big thing about Missouri is we got some big hills, so it makes it challenging for us, but we love a challenge. So we do a lot of clearing on stuff people can't even walk up, go down, whatever, and we'll make it completely clear, beautiful.
Okay, yeah. So what do you like about this area? So there's a little diversity there. You get a
Oh
little bit
yeah,
of everything. There's not a whole lot of flat land in Missouri, but it's not huge mountains either. But
right.
just about everything. You're not trying to take out mountains either. You're saying
No, we don't do any sort of dirt work really as far as like moving dirt like that. We will do it if we're hired for it, but what we do is we just clear just the surface and we don't have to pull permits for anything like that because we're just removing, brushy material. We're not doing, a whole lot of big stuff.
okay. Yeah, well, and it's something that can be easily done if you have the right equipment. Otherwise, it can be a long, arduous task that's going to take a lot of time and something that will not be easy at all in the slightest. But tell me, how often do you have a client who says like, "Holy cow, this was a mess. You were the only one that could come through for us." Give me an example of somebody you really helped out.
I would say, well, everybody says that honestly, but we worked for. I can't really say like all their names because I'm not sure if I can, but I mean we work for people who will come out, clear their land, and they'll say, "Well, can you guys come back tomorrow?" We're like, "We're already booked out. We can't come back tomorrow. We got to put you back on the schedule." And they're just, they're eager to get it done again and again. And we have people that decide, you know what, just come out once a month and come help us clean this out until we're done. We don't have to knock it all out in a week. We don't have to stay there a whole week. We know everybody's on different timelines financially or just, timeline wise. We can do it however you want. Very flexible and to your liking.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people that are very satisfied with what you have done. Take a look at those reviews on your Facebook page primarily, but lots of great things that people are saying about you. What's a big challenge you've had to overcome as a business owner? There's always something in business that you've got to like, holy cow, I didn't expect that to come, but it obviously made you stronger. You made it through it, and here you are.
I would say just cost-wise, knowing whatever our costs are. Fuel has been a big one for us in the last couple months where, fuel fluctuates quite a bit. We try to keep our prices steady, though, because we know how our customers are. Nobody likes a big fluctuation, So we do our best to keep it steady and not change too bad with all the upcoming stuff.
What do you say to somebody who says, "Well, I got a quote from a tree company, and they said they can do this," and then do you have to explain them kind of the difference for what you're doing?
There's not really a whole lot of explanation because we're usually the cheapest guy at the table. A lot of people they'll call the tree company, and one tree might cost you $1,400 to get that removed. Where us, it's $2,400 for a day, and we might remove 100 trees. So we're not even in the same ballpark really.
So what as far as the jobs comparison, like you're not coming in there to just do one tree. Will you do just one tree, or how do you what's a minimum requirement for you?
We have a 4-hour minimum, so we come out and it's about $1,300 for 4 hours, and that's just our minimum, $1,400 somewhere in that price range.
Yeah, so right there you could just say, hey, all I need is these 3 trees. They would have spent $3,000 to get that done by a tree company, and you can take care of that with a 4-hour shift, and you may only have to do 2 hours work, but they're going to pay you for 4.
Right.
But you're going to get it done for cheaper and look better.
Some of the stuff it's a little different. So if we're doing like a stump, stumps will charge by the stump, or if it's a lot of stumps, we'll charge by the day. So it just depends. Like we just removed probably 200 stumps out in Defiance, and that was a week ordeal. But we didn't charge them by the stump. That would have been too much money. So we did daily rates, and it worked out a lot better for him.
How big of an area was that you were?
It was about 12, 13 acres, I think.
Holy cow! All right.
Yeah.
And you cleared all 12 or 13 acres total?
Yep.
Not just pieces of it, the whole thing?
No, we cleared it completely out. So he can build on it, grow whatever he wants on it. It's beautiful.
So are you also sometimes just taking down trees as a matter of that's the process? Somebody says this tree has become or is it a fallen tree? You'll go in and clear out a fallen tree too.
Yeah, so it really doesn't matter what it is. We know somebody if we can't do it ourselves. We got plenty of connections for it, but we will come out, help you get all that stuff taken out. Just really depends where you're at, how quick you need it done.
Okay. Yeah, but is there any tree that's too big? Is there any?
There's no such thing as a tree too big.
Really?
No, we'll take out anything. It doesn't really matter.
If it's 4 feet across,
we'll figure out a way to get it out of there.
Okay, so it might be a matter of cutting it down first, and then but you can go over it and And the big thing is that tree stump, right? A lot of
Yeah.
people, they leave those stumps there. See, the stumps make a nice little sit-down place sometimes, but people want those cleared out. And the land, if you saw those pictures, everybody, you cleared out everything to where it looked like there was never any trees there.
Right. We clear it out, and everything that we do is mulched right there in spot. So even the nutrients that come off that plant are going right back into your soil. So it'll make your soil super fertile, and you can put grass on it right away. It'll grow right up, no problem. It's easy.
There you go. Somebody's got it together, but that literally takes the chips and cuts it up into a mulch so that there's not like trees being hauled out of there. They're being ground up right there on the spot and then turned into mulch that can dissipate later and sit on the ground right there and be used immediately.
Yeah. Yep. And the nice part is we're not doing any sort of movement of the soil, so you don't have any erosion. We're keeping the root system in the ground, which will it'll die over time and go and be part of the soil. And a lot of construction guys like us, because we don't have to have those silk fences. They can pile up that mulch, and it's basically like a natural silk fence.
A natural silk? What did you call
silk
it?
Fence. Those
Silk
those
fence.
black fences that they use to keep the dirt from going down the hill.
I got you. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah.
And for irrigation purposes and keep the water from land from eroding too quickly. But all of that stuff, you've got the systems in place and can make sure it makes. I got to put this up on the wall for everybody again. But here's on the Facebook page, and I'm gonna scroll down. I'm gonna randomly go past some of the stuff you had out there because there was so much you had. But look at this. This is unbelievable. There's before, right, and then there's after.
Yep. So
And
that was for a guy out in Wildwood, just out by his house. He wants to be able to, shoot his gun, hunt deer, whatever he wants to do. Walk through there. It's just pretty, after we're done.
Yeah, and just imagine this is what it could look like before. Here's what it looks like after, and you have just an incredible, nice cleaned out area that you can enjoy. And gosh, how many people have acres and acres that they don't really get to use, and then you can come in and make it usable stuff.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't believe how much land you'd have after you really have it cleared out. You're like, wow, my 3-acre parcel looks like I've got 20.
Wow, yeah, and in this case, you decided to leave some of the trees there because you could have taken out all the trees as well.
Yeah, we like to keep a few here and there just because of aesthetics. It always looks better to keep a little bit. You don't want to totally get rid of it if you don't have to, but that's what we like.
They want it cleared, so they can make it into a pasture. You can do that as well.
Yep.
Great stuff, everybody. Well, again, the leaders, we're finding those experts from the niches of our planet here to do unique work, and it's great to see somebody who's put it together. And young gentleman right here, you're also going to be a pilot. Is that true?
That is true.
Right. That's good. So if he's a pilot, he's doing things big with very good accuracy and making sure that pay attention to those details. With that, we're going to share a little bit more of our fun. We were down at spring training here, everybody. Cardinals are doing so well this year. That's compared to what people were expecting. But I gave some advice I got to talk to the GM Heim for a couple times and give him a little bit of maybe that's what's caused it all to be so successful. Who knows? But enjoy a little fun we had down in Florida. All right, we've got Matt, Scarlett, Aaron, and Violet all here. Did I get them right? That's right.
Yeah.
All right. They're the Reeves family.
That's right.
Hey, my buddy Brian Reeves. Where you at, man? Brian played some baseball. Supposed to be related somehow.
Yeah.
Matt, tell me, what do you like to hear about the spring training?
Peak baseball experience. If you love baseball, spring training's the place to be.
Yeah.
There it is. What about you?
I just love the Take Me Out to the Ball Game song.
Oh, yeah.
Take me out to the ball,
And we
Scarlett.
get the ball side.
Oh,
We got
Scarlett.
Newt.
Yeah, new bar this year. Thank
There
you.
you go.
Thank
So
you, Lars.
Newt's here.
Yes.
All right.
Just
Aaron, what do
I
you-
like that it's more intimate and you can be closer
Yeah.
to the field and the players are all excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that,
The
Violet.
weather's also really nice, and I like how nobody's ever stressed because it's just spring training.
That's right. We were losing
Everybody's-
today, go ahead. But we had fun anyway.
We
Yeah.
still had fun.
We did.
All right, you guys. Well, how many times have you been down to spring training?
This is number 2. This is number 2 for us. Hopefully, second of many.
There we go.
Yeah. How about you?
Annual. This is my 4th time down here,
Nice.
3rd in a row. We did once back in the day. Brought Dad down here. Dad's up in baseball heaven now, and we come down every year.
bless him.
But yeah, baseball
Are you
gave us.
St. Louis?
I'm a St. Louis. I'm the Cardinal Cowboy in St. Louis.
You are? Do you still live there?
Yeah.
Okay,
Have you
nice.
seen me running around there?
Yes.
Okay. There
Just
we go.
making sure you're still there.
That's me. That's right. Still in St. Louis. All right, everybody. On the count of 3, let's go Cardinals.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Let's go Cardinals!
Giddy up.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwish was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. By now, we are on ABC 5 times a week. So many businesses are loving what we're doing to help them get their name out there. We'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you, and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. Takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there's no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. A professional video on your website closes more sales by instantly building trust, clearly explaining complex products, and keeping visitors engaged longer, reducing bounce rate by 34%. It'll help you to gain that credibility, increase engagement, simplify complex tasks, lower your sales friction, and boost your rankings on the search engine. So this is all kind of a no-brainer. See how we've now had over 500 interviews and now almost 250 different business owners. Go to bigleagues.com. That's bigleagues.com. Go to bigleagues.com and get signed up. You can schedule right from there. Since you don't put it on your website, you don't put it on your social media, which we told you, there we go. That's what you need to do. We're going to help you do that. We're back, everybody. This is the Your Little Castle Show, and I get on my diatribes about how it is we're going to help small business owners to get the word out. But tell me, how has media changed the way the world functions in your space? Pick up our book, everybody. This book talks about it. Magnetize Your Media. It's a #1 seller on Amazon. Yours truly wrote the foreword, the introduction, and it really gives you a kind of a landscape about how media has changed the way we all have to interoperate. And you guys got to understand it. You got a website, you got a social media. Right. How has technology, though, just changed? I mean, this is technically technology you're using here with this big equipment. If these things weren't in place, your business would be quite a bit different.
Right. So the biggest thing for us is posting our jobs daily, so you guys can see what we're working on every single day. See all these awesome transformations we make on people's properties. It's really great that we can show it that way. We've got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. We're trying to get bigger on TikTok, so go give us a follow there. Try to create more videos. I feel like the videos are really nice for people to see how the equipment really works. But just showing off our work is what we love to do. So
yeah, there's no better advertisement than just showing some of the work that you've had completed and what you did for somebody. And technology these days, if you don't share your stuff on social media, why aren't you? Take some pictures, do a couple videos. You guys are really on the ball. I think this video here, this interview, will help you to get people to see that you're really serious and substantial to get this done. What are some of the mistakes some of the other people in your space make? I mean, I can only imagine nobody can really compete with you. They're going to say, hey, we'll knock out 3 or 4 trees for you, but for $2,000 or $3,000,
Right.
they just don't have what you have to bring to the table with the equipment and the way you get things done.
The biggest thing is just, it's time and cost efficient for us to come out. You're not going to spend nearly the amount of money as hiring somebody out to come do the manual labor of pulling out trees and bushes and all this stuff. We'll come in a day and cut it all out for, half the cost of some of these guys. That's the main thing.
Yeah, cost. If cost matters to you, getting it done for a lot less cost can be important, because obviously you guys have the equipment to do so, which is another method that really knocks it out. I hadn't realized this. I'm like, man, I've got a couple things maybe we could have you do some work for, because it's just, you look at it, you go, man, I got to hire somebody's going to do some tree work, but they charge quite a bit for that. And given what you're doing here, if you can get to where you need 3 or 4 or 5 trees done, take care of it in one swoop, you guys can nail it and do it for cheaper and a better process. Well, then, how does somebody hire you? Walk me through a little bit of the process. If somebody hires you, go to the website, call you. What's the best way to do it?
So best thing to do is call our number. That number back there is great. You just call us up. We'll talk about your project over the phone, and if it's something you want us to come out and look at, we can do that. Most of the time, we can kind of decipher how long it's going to take just by talking to you. But we'll come up with a day we're going to be there, time, figure that all out, and we'll be there. There's no sort of payment up front, free estimates, all that. So you pay once the job's complete. Once you're happy, we're good.
There you have it, everybody. Kind of can I say the good old boys, right? We just kind of get it done. Give us a call. We're going to take care of you. We're going to get this done. And that makes it easy for everybody. That's kind of how I like to operate. Come in here, sit down. Let's just get things knocked out and make sure we get this in place for you, so you can be a happy camper, and in one day you can knock out an entire acre. What's the biggest area you've ever done?
We went down to the Ozarks. We've done 40, 50 acres and stayed there for a long time. It was a long time, but it was worth it. This guy's got beautiful hunting property now, and he doesn't have to worry about all the ticks and all the crazy stuff, and he can really see through the woods now. So
okay,
yeah.
Into the woods, and you get to, there's a play my mom did, it called Into the Woods, but yeah, a little different, but yeah, it makes it a little more so operable, easy, and if you're going to hunt or just enjoy your own property, to have it look like that. I'm going to show this one more time for everybody, but I'm going to grab some of these pictures, and this is just rather phenomenal. But there is before, and there's during, and then this is after. And wouldn't you like to have that kind of a landscape to look at, so that you can enjoy property you have? You said 40 to 50 acres or so. Yeah, that's great. And even 1 or a half an acre, 2 acres,
Right.
Makes it a lot easier for people to enjoy what they've spent a lot of time and energy owning and spent, to buy the property and put it together. So what's the biggest question people have for you? Is it always price? Is it how soon can you get it done? Those 2 are the biggest questions you get. What else do people ask you?
I'd say the biggest questions, like you just said, are, when can you be there? How much is it going to cost? And really, are you going to leave a mess? Are you going to leave logs laying around? No, we're not going to do anything like that. We're going to make sure that it's beautiful. We want it to be park-like when we're done. We want it to look just like the Park Service came in there and you're getting ready to have a picnic. That's our goal at the end of the day.
There you go. The Park Service said you're getting ready to have a picnic and make it look professional, make it look great, and then have it and something you can truly enjoy. Boy, just the before and after there, everybody. Check out the Facebook page and the website here for Andrew and his team. Man, they're doing incredible work. We really like to show it off, but there it is for everybody to take a look. Midwest Forestry Mulching and Land Clearing, professional land clearing and forestry, molandclearing.com. Can they text you at that number, 314?
Yep, we can receive texts.
437?
Yep.
3203, and get a hold of you to make sure that this is something you can get. And how long? What's the kind of lead time somebody typically needs before you can get a job done? Depends on your schedule, I guess. Right?
It really just depends. Sometimes we're a week out. Sometimes we're a month out. It's just hit or miss. I'd say if you're looking to get something done, call us 2 weeks in advance, and we'll get you in as soon as we can. Sometimes if you really need it done, we'll throw it in on a weekend, and I'll come out Saturday morning and bust it out, no problem.
There you got he knows how to operate heavy machinery with years of training and experience now. And Dad and him got in on this not too long ago, and 5 years of doing this now for people. What gives you the most satisfaction ultimately from what you get to do here for people?
Really just opening up their property. I mean, once they see what they have, you could just tell that they're just ecstatic. They love seeing what they really have. When you're looking at a big block of trees, it's just a dense forest at that point. But once it's usable land, you've just unlocked a whole nother potential.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into this. I'm just thinking about what you're really doing here, because literally, we've got a cabin. We go to a secret location not too far from St. Louis, and we would go off and pick blackberries. And just to get through there, when you were literally like dodging trees, going in and out, weaving in to get there, and you wouldn't want to ever just tear up and destroy those raspberry and blackberry bushes, but there's so much of the area, like you literally are dodging it. But if it's a flat, nice, cool area, or even maybe you can do this on hills too.
Oh yeah, we can clear it out, and if you tell us, hey, don't cut out this, don't cut out that, we know what we're looking for, and we'll avoid cutting anything down that we don't need to. But like we have people all the time that have blackberry bushes, and they're like, hey, make sure you don't hit those, and that way you can walk right up to them from your backyard, and you're like, there they are. We can just grab them. We don't have to dodge all the stuff.
That's neat. And you go right up to the water's edge too? I mean, you can control
Yeah.
where you go this and kind of help with the irrigation a little bit too?
Oh yeah, we'll go right up to water's edge because we get near the lake where you don't want to be down there with all the snakes and stuff while it's real tall. So we'll cut it all down and make sure that it's nice where you can get down to it and maintain it. Get everything back to a maintenance level.
Make it easier to access, make it more usable. Get your property in the shape that you can, and make it for good use for you. Tell me though, you have an organization close to your heart a little bit that you guys work with and do some work with to contribute to our community a little bit.
Yeah, we work for a non-for-profit a lot called Mini Donkey Companions. So they go around and they've got, I think, like 8 mini donkeys that they'll go and take them to nursing homes and do little activities, and all the people love to be around them. It doesn't matter who it is. They go to schools and they're like therapeutic almost. But we'll clean up their barn and make sure that it's nice, and clean up their pastures and all that stuff. So
yeah, well, I said, what is it? This is kind of therapeutic. People get to go ride the donkeys.
Or they get to
pet the donkeys.
Yeah, they're miniature little donkeys,
the little
so
ones, okay.
they get to pet them, and they're really friendly. Like they'll come up, put their head on you. They're like dogs almost.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool. And you've got quite the connection there. This is somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
And allows you to. How often do you help them? And is this something that anybody can go and book them? How does somebody schedule them?
You just got to call them up and see if they're available. It's really they're non-for-profit, so it's just if there's volunteers available and when you guys need them. But yeah, they're not really open like to the public per se to come and visit them, but they do come out. They bring a trailer and you can meet them.
So if you've got an event in the community and you'd like to have these donkeys available,
Yep.
people then can partake and enjoy some of what they have there. And
Mini Donkey Companions.
Mini Donkey Companions right here, based out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Defiance, yep.
Defiance. All right, everybody, stay tuned. This is your Little Castle Show. Giddy up.